experience and exposure to them, and they can even be scouted there. You never can tell.
Right.
So I think at this point, it's a welcome idea for me.
All right, so we'll look forward to seeing the season start, first of all, because we hear that it's the weekend of September 8 to 10. I would see the season start. And of course, we hear that the postponement, because it was supposed to be, I think this weekend, right? Was it supposed to be this weekend? Or next weekend? Next weekend, right. It was supposed to be next weekend, but it was shifted due to the fact that they want to accommodate teams who will be participating in CAF competitions this weekend and also give room for trials and errors to fix all of the fixables, to cross the T's and dot the I's as regards camera and, of course, the live coverage of our league for the new season. Well, the NPFL, guys, has promised a lot for the new season. And right now, I can tell that the fans are building momentum, expecting a lot from the NPFL board. I've talked about live streaming the NPFL games for the full season. We've also had, AI cameras. We've heard about, more sponsorship coming in. Right now, we're hearing about, the Spain movement and all of that too. Well, the fans are expectant, and they would want the NPFL board to perform even beyond expectation. Do you trust the hands at the NPFL board right now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm in love with what they've done for the past. I remember it was something of kind of a reoccurring decimal. Now, when we're always talking about the MPFL, we're always talking about, discrepancies here and there, problems, troubles, issues arising here and there. But now I think they've managed to, steer the ship in the right direction. We've been going from strength to strength. Let's just forget about the weaknesses. The weaknesses are now lesser than the strengths for me. I'm actually happy with what the board has done. I think it's a great one for the MPFL board now to come out with these new innovations. We've been crying for, visibility for our leagues, things that will make fans actually want to pay money and watch these games. I think it's a great one for the MPFL board to come out with these innovations that are steering the ship in the right direction.
All right, so that's the story. Kudos to the NPFL board led by Bengai Legbele. We're looking at NPFL, by the way. CAF club competitions starts this weekend, and of course, Nigerian teams will be in action. Well, the CAF Champions League, the Competitions Cup, and the Women's Champions League officially gets underway this weekend with the first preliminary rounds of fixture taking place across the continent. The first preliminary round of the Men's Champions League marks the exciting start to the most sought-after African club football prize, with the second round being the last hurdle before the remaining 16 clubs are drawn into the group stages. Well, according to the CAF official websites, let's look at the games expected for today. To kickstart the competition, Algeria CS Constantine play Tour du Sahel of Tunisia. KMKM welcomes St. George's of Ethiopia in the two games expected today. But let's look at Nigerian sides and what we'll be expecting. Al Ali Benghazi take on two-time champions Eyimba Football Club, and it's going to be a game to look forward to. The Delta Queens, Nigeria's only representative in the CAF Women's competition, will be looking to qualify and represent WAFU Zone B in the next competition proper. Alright, so when we come back tomorrow, we'll preview the games expected for Nigerian teams in CAF competitions. I will talk about their chances of putting up a good showing, at least in these preliminary rounds, and qualify for the competition proper. There's a lot of money in that competition. Now, it wouldn't make sense if these boys and girls did not get to that stage of the competition. So let's glide swiftly into the European stories right now. We have to begin with Chelsea Football Club. Two stories, one good, one bad, and one actually very ugly. So fun, not fun. Where do I start? Where do I start? The good, bad, the ugly.
Well, it should be from the good.
The good. All right. The good story is that Romeo Lavia has joined Chelsea officially. Was unveiled today for £58 million. He joined for an initial fee of £53 million and further £5 million in add-ons. He made 34 appearances in all competitions last season for Southampton. Sadly, could not help them prevent relegation. But the story is that he's joined Chelsea and he's 19. And it's a story. By the way, Man City would collect 20% of the initial £53 million fee. And that's the story because the youngster graduated from the Manchester City Academy. So we won't talk much about the man because obviously we've been dissecting stories about Romeo Lavia and his move to Chelsea. He's going to wear the jersey number 45 at Chelsea, so comes in and that's quality. Let's look at the bad story, and it's about their captain, their newly promoted, newly appointed, newly announced captain, Reece James, is set to miss a few weeks after injuring his hamstring in training just this week. And this is according to Mauricio Pochettino, the coach of the side. James is just 23 years of age and has started rehabilitation after doctors assessed the injury. He started Chelsea's 1-1 draw against Liverpool on Sunday, but was subbed off in the 77th minute of that particular game. Well, it's the latest blow for Chelsea, who have also had one of their key men, Christopher Nkunku, sit out due to an injury. And it's a story from there. Now, Blyden, Chelsea Football Club, before the start of the season, looks decent, looked settled in all areas, looked very, very settled and ready to move on, particularly. But one injury to the captain, Reece James, and people are talking about the fact that maybe that Chelsea defense is not so decent.
Well, Mari, quite hard to say, but typically what we always get to talk about with Reece James, Chelsea's going through a rebuilding process, definitely from that angle, and not just Reece James for me alone. Chalobah also having some setback in this one, and it's that concern because you're looking for alternative, and probably if Reece James is not available, maybe Chalobah can play, but he too not being available, that's concerning from a Chelsea point of view.
We saw the last game who joined from Leon, Malo Gusto.
Absolutely. We saw the last game he played, how still trying to adapt to the system, not quite confident, but I believe with time he'll get better and better and better. It's a young squad. I think the biggest concern for me is Chelsea midfield, because everyone talks about how solid it's going to be. For me, not that solid anyway, but quite better than it used to be.
Not that solid, we'll talk about that, but still sticking to the Chelsea defense, UT. We were having a conversation this morning about that Chelsea backline, and of course, every team has got its trusted allies. And for Chelsea at the backline, the trusted allies are Thiago Silva,
definitely,
Reece James, and Ben Chilwell, right? At least for all we know from last season. Now, these three players, the concerns around their fitness. Thiago Silva is nearing 40, so, he's lost years of space. You're not going to expect him to play, long, for Chelsea, play 30, 35 games, if you like, for Chelsea. Reece James, right now, another trusted ally, is out. Ben Chilwell's fitness is also a thing of concern, and these are Chelsea's trusted allies in the past at least one season. And the conversation right now would be, are there concerns around that Chelsea backline in the wake of the stories around the injuries to their trusted allies?
I think it should be more concerning and quite worrisome for the man Mauricio Pochettino, because we're talking about a young squad as young as that Chelsea squad, but then we're still having, injury concerns left, right, centre. At some point, we even thought Wesley Fofana would be key and integral, but then we saw injury backing him off as well. So it looks quite concerning. Ben Chilwell, Reece James, these are regular starters for Chelsea. Thiago Silva, he can't play week in, week out. Looking at his age right now, he cannot deliver week in, week out, and he needs support in that particular back as well. So for me, I feel at this point, it won't be necessary to, recruit players any longer, because already you still have players that you're still paying. So if you recruit any other player to the squad, it would be quite worrisome as well. And then we're talking about the wage bill at this point. So I feel fitness management should be one of the key, criteria for Chelsea players at this particular point in time, because you can't keep signing players for injury tables. So I think fitness management
be deputized by maybe Malo Gusto, or as the case may be, Trevor Chalobah is also out right now. So, of course, for the man, Ben Chilwell, who is also a fitness concern, Marco Correa is there for him. For Thiago Silva, at that centre-back position, we saw a back three for Chelsea in the first game against Liverpool, and it's still a rebuilding process, as Blyden said, and so we do not know if the man Pochettino is going to revert to a back four formation. But you think Chelsea have got the centre-backs that would help them all through the season and will stay fit?
Well, I think Chelsea already have an over-bloated squad. That squad is bloated. You're looking at Benoit Badiashile, we're looking at the man Axel Disasi there, looking at Thiago Silva, we're looking at a couple other centre-backs that I might have forgotten.
Now, Chelsea have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 centre-backs registered on their website. Now, let's look at each defender in light of their fitness concerns and in light of how long they can play. Benoit Badiashile obviously not fit enough. right, has got fitness concerns. Played how many games for Chelsea last season? He's just recuperating. Now we have Thiago Silva. He's how old now? Getting
39.
to 39, almost 40. He's not going to play consistently for Chelsea. Trevor Chalobah is becoming one of those injury problems as well for Chelsea. Recently, Ben Chilwell, we know the story already. Reece James, we know the story. Marco Correa, yes, he plays consistently. Of course, he's getting him to play for Chelsea. There's Malang Sarr, who we all know is going to be sent out very, very soon. There's Ian Matson, had a fine season last year for Burnley. And there's Axel Disasi. In this list of 11 defenders, we can only trust, at least for fitness sake, we can only trust at least Axel Disasi, Levi Korio, Marco Correa, and that's all.
Well,
out of 11, 3 of 11 can guarantee you 38, 35 games.
I trust Thiago Silva. I don't know why you don't trust him.
No. We're not talking about. We're talking about last season. How many games did he manage last season?
He played about 70% of the game.
He played a whooping game, Mari.
But he's 39. You think you play 70% of the games this season?
Well, I think he's going to play a lot of games this season. But here's the beauty about Chelsea's side now for me. They had lots of players. And sometimes doesn't necessarily has to be a defender to be slotted to get to play, especially from maybe a wide position.
What happens is bulk of these defenders get injured.
That's where I'm going to, Mari.
Yeah.
We have lots of probably players I'm not sure where they're playing for Chelsea right now, their position for Chelsea. The likes of Ugo Chukwu is just part of that mix, just came in. I watch him. He could play from the left side or the right side. We've seen coaches do that all along. The squad is big. I don't think Chelsea need to draft in a new player into the side. They can use the players they have, makeshift players at the defense line. You could work moving forward.
Now, I understand the conversation, but you look at the best of the best teams, right? They have some reliability at that centre-back position. How concerning is it for Chelsea that bulk of the defenders they trust in on have got fitness concerns?
Mary, it's not Chelsea's fault, neither is it the gaffer's fault, because when you signed these players, they were fit enough to sign them. They even passed medicals. God, I'm getting to Chelsea playing
it's not about medicals.
No. but we're talking about fitness concerns now. They were fit enough to go to Chelsea, played 2-3-5 games, and they were injured. Wesley Fofana, a potential prodigy, left Leicester City, where many were thinking he would be the direct replacement. But he has fluttered to deceive in terms of injury concerns or fitness concerns. So at this point, I don't really feel it's necessary to bring in any other player. Mauricio Pochettino have to make do with the available at this point.
And Mary, other teams will get injured too.
It's inevitable.
All right, we've talked about the good, but let's talk about the ugly. Newcastle have agreed the deal to sign Chelsea's Lewis Hall, an initial loan deal, and will buy the man next summer. He's 18, made his Premier League debut for Chelsea in the 1-0 defeat at Newcastle back in November last year, and is going to move to the St. James's Park on loan, and of course gets there permanently for a fee of £28 million. Well, he's a Chelsea Academy graduate, and there were talks about this man becoming one of the key players at Chelsea. Is a prodigy, but maybe the squad is just too large and too big for him right now.
Sorry, Mary, I wanted to ask, is that the ugly?
Yeah, it's ugly.
Really?
Yes, it is.
That's good news for Chelsea.
Chelsea losing a young star.
I think that's good news for Chelsea. With the bloated squad, they have to let some people go. And Lewis Hall is in that category of people they should let go. A young player that has not really proven himself. Chelsea now have a squad of talented players. Lewis Hall does not have any players in that Chelsea team. So I think it's great for Chelsea that they can actually release players. And for such an amount that he's going for, I think it's great business for Chelsea.
Right. How did Chelsea get to do this business? Because that amount of money for Hall, that's something.
It's a loan deal, right?
Yeah, first of all,
set to sign
it's a guarantee fee or option to buy.
£28 million.
28 million plus.
It's not what £28 million.
It's not. Come on.
He's an 18-year-old who made his debut last year.
You say he didn't start up to 5 games last season for Chelsea. Come on.
He has not played football yet. That guy hasn't played football yet, Mary.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
That's why I keep talking about Manchester United. You see the quality of players Manchester United was selling at how much?
Fred left 15 million.
Was it up to 15 or 15 made it? I don't made it 15.
Yeah.
I don't made it 15.
The whole Fred. Come on, the Brazilian for that matter.
The likes of a big man, Harry Maguire, naming it for how much? About 30. Can you imagine that? And Hall is going for 28. Come on. There's something Todd Bodley is not telling us.
All right. Let's take calls in 090-2223-1011. And, of course, 0817-624-8565. All right, so the story is still making rounds right now. So we're talking transfers. Let's look at Manchester United, guys. Now, when he came in, we said it was just on a preseason deal. Ah, yes. But Ten Hag has confirmed that United are in talks to get Johnny Evans for an extended deal. The man joined for preseason games alone, but the man is said to be staying. And now, UT, it brings back the Maguire conversation, right? Maguire recently said he's confident that he has a role at United.
He doesn't have any room. He should go. I think that's the best choice for him. Not to be realistic.
Johnny Evans is 35 years of age. Played last season for Leicester City. Left them. He was released by the club. You think Evans would be given a crucial role at United at 35?
I think it doesn't really make any sense that we keep in Johnny Evans. I even Harry Maguire at this time.
Sorry, when you say we, who are the we?
Manchester United.
Let him continue. Let him continue.
Manchester United.
I need to be sure if I'm safe here.
That's a so-called at Manchester United.
That's you now, okay?
Let them continue.
I know when I could put my swords in.
So it doesn't really make any sense to keep Johnny Evans. Yeah, we know he has got experience. A former Manchester United player, left them, went to Leicester City, come back to Manchester United on a pre-season basis, and now we're hearing stories of keeping him at the club. He won't even be a regular starter at this point.
No, Blighted, at 35 years of age, Johnny Evans, he's toured England, since leaving United some 10 years back, particularly. What exceptional quality is he bringing to that United defense that they need?
Well, I watched Johnny Evans last season at Leicester, quite composed, decent defender, one word the other, but at the level of Leicester, Manchester United is at another level. The pressure gets different. The talent required in Manchester United is at another level. And it brings back the conversation if Manchester United are really serious about the nearest future and their plans moving forward, because they really seem set in their ways. I think the only reason probably why Johnny Evans joined the side is because he's British. Nothing more. A British player who doesn't have a club at the moment. So they had to just keep him and give him a
Does this affect Maguire's place in a way?
Of course.
It doesn't.
He slips. He slips down further the pecking order.
I think they've gotten, for me, I think it's just Harry Maguire just gotten a partner on the bench. That's all. Who'll be playing in cup games probably if that gets to happen.
Aside Rafa Varane Martinez, we're talking only Lindelof there. So certainly they should have, I think about 4 centre-backs.
You cannot choose him over Lindelof. Come on, you can't do that.
Maria, when I saw that news, I'm going to tell you the truth, I almost cried. Because, why is Manchester United, we're expecting Ten Hag to lead a title charge this season, and he's signing
Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans was part of the United
won the Premier
glorious
League in
era. The final glorious era of Manchester United too. Yeah. Bringing in that experience.
He doesn't have any experience.
Is not needed at this point.
I'm just saying, bringing in the experience of what United used to be before and telling the players right now,
if you are telling the player, it should be as a backroom staff,
Chelsea,
no longer as a
Chelsea
player.
went back to sign Didier Drogba, that kind of thing.
Well, maybe Chelsea should bring back Michael Essien at this
Married,
point.
family affairs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got no business.
Absolutely.
Family affairs.
Definitely, let them argue. Let's talk about another family. The family at the Anfield Stadium. Well, the Liverpool Football Club, they have walked alone this transfer window, and it's a very concerning thing. But maybe they've dragged one Japanese man, his name is Wataru Endo, from Germany to the Anfield. Yeah. He's 30, joins and signs a 4-year contract, which will keep him at Anfield until 2027. In a deal worth £16.2 million, he's made 133 appearances for Stuttgart in 4 years and scored 15 goals. He's naturally a number 6, a defensive midfielder, just so you know. And he comes in as Liverpool's plan C after Chelsea. Well, let me not say what's on my mind. After Chelsea hijacked Caicedo and Romeo Lavia from them in their shackles, particularly. Now, people say, Mfon, that this is just a panic buy. This is just damage control. Yes. What do you make of this man signing and the big pressure at Liverpool right now?
Panic buy. Panic buy. I'll say it again. It's a panic buy. Today, I read Jamie Carragher, a Liverpool legend. He posted that Casemiro is a bad signing. He's a bad player for Manchester United. I'm wondering, your club is getting Wataru, someone we didn't even know. I didn't even know this man 2 weeks ago.
It's not about knowing him.
We don't know him. That means he's not a good player.
Let's look at the stats, because we've seen players.
Start from Stuttgart.
No, come on.
Regularly fighting relegation in the Bundesliga.
I'd ask you, before he came to City, did you know Joe Cancelo as a top player?
Yes, I knew him from Juventus. This man was busting, but he busted into the scene, playing good games for Juventus. I knew the man.
Joe Cancelo, man, he couldn't mind 25 games at Juventus.
Man, he was a good player.
No, he was.
Let me say this about Wataru.
Yeah.
Let's leave. Mfon is quite erratic about it now because because of what Gallagher said, but this is it, Mari. I think it's a panic buy because he's 30, but he's coming in for a short term. And on a short term, he might just walk out one way or the other for Liverpool. We've seen it happen in football all the time.
Yeah.
And some of the biggest players, even some of those Chelsea have gotten, might not necessarily walk out quickly. So it's what happened in football. You give him an opportunity. Let's see what he'll do Endo. But Liverpool still need more signings at that level. That's it from my end.
I think they still need more number 6 because the man, we don't even know rather whether he can actually do well. I mean, immediately.
Come on,
Liverpool.
He's got lots of caps for Japan.
I'm not saying he doesn't. Get the point.
He's a captain of Stuttgart.
He is the only option for Liverpool at this point. They need a backup. That's all it.
Blyden, he's filling the boots of Fabinho. He's filling the boots of Fabinho, Wataru and Fabinho. Come on.
You've not watched him.
How many of his games have you seen for?
If Fabinho is in grade A, then Wataru is in grade D.
How was Fabinho?
It's not a
how was
Fabinho
Fabinho before Fabinho joined Liverpool?
He was a great player. Come on,
Fabinho.
Really?
They won the French League on. They won the French League on the
now so great.
Fabinho
Was just a decent footballer. And Wataru is a decent footballer.
Let's take calls in, guys. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. What do the Liverpool fans see in Wataru? And what do they think is going to be bringing to Liverpool? Because at this point, they need a Wataru. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. Good afternoon.
Yo.
Man, I wanted to talk to us. Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I heard the news that Liverpool have been able to bring in someone at least to replace Fabinho or Anderson. But I go through the process of that guy, Wataru, and I am impressed with what I read about him. So he's not quite a player that everyone knows in Europe. But so far, for what I read on him, I believe he will give Liverpool what we need.
All right.
30 years. Yeah, I like him.
Thank you.
You know, football is not all about a young player. Sometimes you will start a young player in your team, but they will not give you what you want. So I need a big voice. I need a junior voice in my team.
Thank you very much. Now, guys, before I continue taking calls in, let's talk about something. Now, let's also explain his role at Liverpool and what he would be asked to do at Liverpool. It will be to sit and be the backbone for the midfielders. Because obviously, what's his name? Alexis McAllister, fine player, but he needs some technical freedom to move forward. The same story goes for the man Dominic Szoboszlai. So they need somebody with a defensive discipline to just sit there. And according to the stats, this man is one of the 3 players to make 200 tackles, one of the only 2 to win the ball 400 times in the middle of the pitch in the past 3 years. He had 70 tackles last season for Stuttgart, won 227 duels, recovered the ball 231 times, and won possession in the final third 22 times, and of course blocked 45 passes last season. So he has the qualities that Jurgen Klopp needs right now in a number 6, and he knows how to do the job from the start to scene. He knows what to do, and he understands the demands. The problem might just be integration, but are there fears about integration, Blyden?
Well, Mari, it's typical of football. I think he's experienced. A Japanese
and he's
international.
32. We're not talking about the Romeo Lavia
He's
here.
30.
30 rather.
So the only strange part for me is that he's Japanese. Not often we get to talk about Japanese as decent defensive midfielder, but let's see how it pans out. We've seen different Japanese do quite well, quite combative. And if I were him, I would do it to pain the likes of Mfon or add Tai Chi to it.
Definitely. Do some kung fu there. And hit somebody with a yoli. We're taking calls in, and I think I should let it to the guys. I've taken my batch of calls. The guys will take this. UT and phone will do the damage. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. You're also streaming on Facebook Live. Bladden checks that out for us. Bladden made a comment on my shirt. Well, he's going to read it himself, so I'm not going to do anything. He's going to read the
Good
comments.
afternoon, football fan. Good to have you join us.
Your third phone is a confused man. Sorry, this guy, Mr. is a confused man.
I thought they said before that I would be happy if it was before.
Jurgen Klopp, that they need a matured men. Not that we calling him tired leg. Mr. Iwu is a confused man.
Show some respect.
I'm gonna. I'd want you to, of course, take that back. Yeah, he has his opinion and he's expressing it.
Okay, I want to know whether I can change this guy replacement, the guy that wounded Simba.
All right, thank you very much. You checked that out for you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, Football Fan.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Victor from Edmonds in Calabar.
Welcome, Victor.
Please, I just want to congratulate the sport minister, the new sport minister.
Okay.
It's what I want him to do. I want him to turn the eyes on the stadium in Calabar, VHS Stadium. Very, very difficult. Please, I want him to turn his eyes there and look what towards the stadium so that we bring more sport back in Calabar. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution.
09022231011 and 0817624855.
Hello, football fan. Good afternoon. Good to have you join us.
Yes, good afternoon, Valentina. You're coming from North.
Welcome, Ifyok. Good to have you join us. Go ahead.
I'm very happy about Chelsea and I see business at Chelsea. At least for the very fact that we are Chelsea is not the one, signing Endo, Wataru, whatever he's called. Chelsea, the way he's doing business, he's showing us the fans that he understands what we the fans are looking for. And also he's trying to, live up to that expectation. The NPFL this season promised a lot. And we, as a fans, we have been so patient with them, tolerating them. And so for this season, they have promised us a lot, and also we are expecting a lot from them. But Pochettino should do one or two signings so that he can, win the league for us, Chelsea. And thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Good afternoon, football fan. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Juan.
Good afternoon. What's your name and your contribution?
Good afternoon, Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, welcome.
Barry, it's easy. He's now shouting that they have gotten Wataru Endo instead of getting the Moladia and Caicedo. So they are now settling for less. Yeah, they shouldn't relax because Liga and Premier League, the intensity there not the same. Understand? What mistake that guy would make in Liverpool now, everybody will be shouting. He's an old man. So they should bring their heads down and do what is right to. And for all our contingents in Camp for Revention Cup this weekend, and wish them all the best. They should try and do what is necessary for them to get the right result this weekend.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys should beat out any transfer from United.
All right.
And any game that that is playing against us now, any injury updates. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a conversation for tomorrow. But let's talk about something. Recently, there have been stories making rounds that the man Hakim Ziyech is set to join Galatasaray from Chelsea, and it's going to be a deal without seeing him join the team permanently. But we've been seeing Galatasaray do some very serious business in the transfer market, and they look very serious. They've gotten in Wilfred Zaha from Crystal Palace. He played over the weekend, last weekend. They've gotten Mauro Icardi permanently from PSG, joins for £10 million. They've also signed Lex of Angelino from Leipzig, former City man, Cedric Bakambu, former Villarreal man as well. They've also gotten Tete from Shakhtar Donetsk. Just a few signings they've gotten to boost the squad. Well, they're going to be playing in European competition this season, and they look decent, Blyden, with the attacking players in the ranks.
Well, typically, most clubs from Turkey always get to good players, but the consequence don't really always work out. That's it for me at the end of it. But Ziyech moving to Galatasaray, right? Well, he's been
playing alongside the likes of Wilfred Zaha, Dries Mertens.
And so what? And so what, Mauro
Icardi.
Mauro Icardi could come good.
I don't know what you guys are saying.
Well, it feels like retirement as well.
It feels like retirement, my brother.
But we've not been saying the same for the Saudi League. So why is it different? Why are you judging them differently?
Why is it different?
Come on, these people are getting Wilfred Zaha. They're getting players like Dries Mertens. We are talking about the likes of Mauro Icardi. These are players that are still in their prime. So why is it different for them?
Can they beat El Nassr?
Of course. Galatasaray can beat El Nassr.
After all the signing, okay, if they can beat El Nassr, can they beat Al Hilal?
We're talking about the current champion of the Turkish League.
Well, we're talking about the current champions of Asia.
But guys, really, can Galatasaray beat Al-Nassr?
I'll go with that. Come on, I'll go with Galatasaray.
As far as I'm concerned, they're the same.
All right. We'll take more calls in. Well, Theo Walker's announced his retirement from football, guys. This man was a youngster until 30. It's a conversation, by the way. Following his departure from Southampton at the end of last season, Walker, I almost said Wardrobe, who scored more than 100 goals for Arsenal, won 47 caps for the English national team, had been linked with a move to Bournemouth, but sadly, he scored time on an illustrious football career. Well, you want to talk about a player that came up with so much promise, but the promise took too long to get fulfilled in fun?
Well, I think Walcott is one of those players who enjoyed the English benefit. He wrote the English tax for so long. If that man was from Zimbabwe, I promise you, he would have gone home a long time ago. That man, his fall from grass to grass was so rapid and was shocking to many, because Arsenal, he burst onto the scene with a lot of potential. He was actually a prodigy you want to watch out for. But I think it's great for the man to finally, it's an end of his career, so he deserves his flowers.
2006 Blyden at the World Cup. He is and remains the youngest ever debutant for the English national team.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, and of course, the youngest hat-trick goal scorer for England at the age of 19. Came in with so much sparkle, so much promise. What happened to Walcott?
Well, let me start by saying fantastic talent. I came out and media hype all upon at Arsenal at the time. I started out quite early, young player. I remember the moment where he was drafted to the World Cup. Made a lot of sense to the ears of many, but he's not lived up to that potential. And one of the biggest bargain for me or problems of Theo Walcott was the fact that he was regarded a youngster for almost forever. And it's always going to be difficult, especially at Arsenal at that time. That's why Dana used to love Chelsea players. Even if you're a young player, there's demand on you. I remember how John Obi Mikel went through all those difficulties and the rest. But the story remains Theo Walcott had a decent career, 397 appearances in English football. How many goals he scored? About 80 Premier League goals. For Arsenal, 397 Premier League appearances. I mean, all competition appearances for Arsenal, still scored about 108 goals. That's something to think about and cheer. But Theo, take your flowers, retire. It's typical of what life brings.
Oh, talk about Che Adams said to Joan Everton in talks. You guys never saw that coming, right?
Yeah, of course.
Let him check Facebook for us. Everton in talks to sign Che Adams from Chelsea signed Southampton for £12 million. Everton scored only 34 goals in 30 games last season, so they need a lot of goal scorers at the side. They've gotten in Ashley Young and Danjuma, Jack Harrison, Yusuf Chemiti. So they need Che Adams too, and that makes sense. Blyden, Facebook comment, are we ready?
In a bit, yeah.
All right, to go ahead. All right, the Facebook comments are not commenting.
Stop now.
All right.
I'll begin with Bakayoko Patoski, always the man. Good afternoon, Planet Sports crew. I want to comment on James' injury. I wish him quick recovery because what I said, plenty English here, Liverpool was a world-class performance, so I wish him speedy recovery. UB Akang also says breaking, Lukaku's agent has offered him to Real Madrid. Relavo. Okay.
No problems.
Liberty Edemekwe also says, good afternoon, Planet FM. I feel sorry for Reece James, for my team Chelsea. They should win on Sunday. Caleb Udoka says, Marizona, I'm happy with Chelsea's signing. I just hope they perform and give us a great season. Marizona, my birthday is on 24th. If you don't wish me happy birthday this year, I won't forgive you. Mari's up for you?
Yeah, he's my friend, actually. He's my friend. Okay. We go way back, actually. Right. So, Caleb, I get you.
Emmanuel Lamela. Good afternoon, Marizona. I want Chelsea to sign attacking midfield and somebody to replace Reece James. I wish them good luck on Sunday. And Mazi Madoka says, good afternoon to you, Marizona, and others in the studio. I'm watching live from Uyo. Well done, you guys.
Blyden, please read your comment.
Okay, I couldn't assess it immediately.
Blyden Kim says on the live feed, Mari, your shirt is fabulous. Well, thank you, Blyden.
Then I wasn't on the show.
Yeah,
I was busy somewhere trying to, so I was following online. So.
Thank you, Blyden, for commenting on the live feed.
Yeah.
We hope to see you contribute a lot more. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take a few calls in before we bounce this afternoon. I've got questions for you guys, Blyden. Now, football fans I came across them yesterday night on my way home, and they said, well, they have questions for Blyden, Mfon, and UT. So we'll just take 2 calls and then send the questions down to you guys. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. Make una dey try calm down, Sha.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Izzy, the second time. I want to ask a question. How many? Let's take a look at the Arsenal. All this while, they are growing a young squad over the year. How many trophies are they won? So for my team to went out and bring in a 80-year-old player, I am so impressed. It's not all about young player. If you like, take him and give him a 10-year contract. He will not remain with you forever because he's not in your family. So football is all about business. Bring out a player and train, sell him to another club. We don't have one summer. And Liverpool have a lot of summer to do business if they don't do the appropriate business this summer. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Keep the calls coming in. Right.
Good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. That is my own people,
Oh, Guardiola Jr.
We can talk and do. We don't talk anyhow. Let's see how this has happened. Arsenal people have already missed the opportunity which they can never get again. Let's trail for the attackers. This is telling the truth. Why do the Arsenal people attacking easy? It is only Liverpool that can challenge Manchester City. They will soon maintain their lead. Man City, nobody. Nobody to England again.
All right.
Arsenal has already blown the opportunity. I said it, I keep saying it. There is no challenge in England. It is only Guardiola in England. That's all any other club can see.
All right.
In as much as Guardiola is in England, they say Kevin De Bruyne has already gotten injury. Those is, you will see the best of Manchester City tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for talking to us. Now, this questions, this is from Zoe Skills, and he says this is for Blyden. With Mount and have a transferring question, Blyden, how long do you think it takes a manager to admit he made a mistake and drop an expensive signing?
Well, quite a difficult question.
That's why it's for you.
I can't measure how long, but it has to be a mistake if it doesn't work out. That's it. But it's too early to begin to judge.
Zoe Skills is alluding to the Mount to United and the Havertz to Arsenal transfer, meaning he's implying that those transfers might just have been mistakes.
Well, I do not think there are mistakes. I think Mason Mount is a quality player, but on the other hand, there's always 2 possibilities for a player. One is the coach's possibility for that player and that player's possibility himself. Let's look at Mason Mount. You have to play the Mason Mount the right way, at the midfield structure for him to work. I think if Eric Ten Hag gets to do that, Mason will work at Manchester.
All right, so Mfon, this question was not planned actually from yesterday. Somebody just dropped it right now for me. His name is Prasanna. He says, Mfon, since you're not a fan of Wataru Endo, who among these midfielders will you advise Liverpool to sign? Kimmich, Ismail Benacer, Amado Onana, Everton, Wilfred Didi, Paulinha, Calvin Phillips.
Well, I think those 4 midfielders are better options than Wataru.
It's more than 4. Joshua Kimmich, 28 Bayern Munich, Ismail Benacer, Milan, Amado Onana, Everton, Wilfred Didi, Leicester City, Joe Paulinha, Fulham, Calvin Phillips, Man City, 6.
Yeah, 6. Those 6 midfielders are
Who
miles
among
ahead.
the 6 would you advise?
Well, I would want to go for Joe Paulinha. That man has a bright future ahead of him, and he still has age on his side. So I think it will be Joe Paulinha.
All right, so UT for you, with Kane gone, who would be the top scorer after Haaland?
That's a very hard question to answer. But I'm looking at Mohamed Salah.
Mo Salah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Mohamed Salah.
Marcus Rashford.
Certainly not. Certainly not. I think he had a wonderful season.
I watched an interview this season. That man is coming for goals.
I'm not certain.
Through interview?
I'm not certain.
Rival fans.
I like that. All right.
Worried. I never knew that you get to know who scores goals from interview. Until fun turn up.
Can I ask you, will you make money?
I'll make lots of money.
I didn't say he's going to make money through the interviews, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's just take 2 calls before we bounce this up to that. It's getting crazy here. 090-2223. 1011 and 0817-624-8565.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
It's 1-1 calls in back. Okay.
Adi, is he there?
He's here. Blyden is here.
I beg, let him speak out. We need God. We need God in everything we are doing in life.
Right.
Look at what is going on with Maguire. How much do they buy Maguire? How much do they want to sell Maguire now? Why are you pushing that boy out?
Thank you. Thank you, Oki.
Let him do the job.
Thank you.
Why? Let's pray to God. Then I want to leave this question again. Who owns glory? Is it Jesus or devil? Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Oki, for the question. Glad to answer it to you personally. Well, we had the post published on the sports page, so thank you, Golden Kavita, Varatskela, Riza Balaga, Astrendo Vibes, Fortune Basti, Willie George, Joseph Subero, El Krish, Barry Zeta, Shera, Yudi Kenneth, Willie George again, Steezy Flex, Victor Akman, Augustine Bennett, Mr. Sopes, Emino, Samuel, Felix Sonio. Emino, thank you so much for your comments on the live feed and the sports page too. Well, thank you so much, Bladen. Thank you, Mfon. It's supposed to be a fine weekend, right?
Well, Maria, I'm actually excited that the Italian Serie A is back.
Returning. Conversation for tomorrow.
Mostly the last season than even the Spanish La Liga.
Definitely. Well, Mfon, you said it's going to be an interesting weekend, right?
I hope funds are disbursed.
I heard you were making a call and they were talking about groceries and sweeteners. Have a lovely weekend with your groceries and sweeteners. Well, of course, before we bounce, I have to give shout out to my friends from secondary school. Caleb Bodoka is one of them, and of course, Idonga said Silas, aka Bobby Rodolph. Friends who've been listening, following me from way back, and I appreciate the love I'm getting. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. My name is Mariziona. Blyden, we're outside, right?
Yeah, we are.
All right.
Star Girl is up next.
Yeah, Vino Talks. Ladies and gentlemen, we outside. Ciao, ciao.